Ugh. We were this close to having a trifecta. We were this freaking close. Sorry. Um, voice is still warming up. I went. I went and took a 4 hour nap. Came back and TikTok is already back apparently. So what? Guess what we're doing? I'm watching this Trump victory rally speech, and I'm going to hear exactly what he's got to say on the reason why he's bringing TikTok back. I don't know where it is in the speech. I'm just going to watch like a little chunk of the speech here. I know again, this channel is meant to be basically strictly around gaming, and I know this is politics, but also if when it comes to making videos on the internet, that's kind of what this channel is making videos on the internet. And if the viewership just goes right back over to TikTok once again, it goes back to short form content, then my channel is kind of screwed. So it's been, again, I will preface this with I have seen it stay uptick. The numbers are going up on my channel. But compared this channel to my last channel that had like what was it, 7, 8, 9 years ago, whatever, when y'all started with this stuff, and especially since TikTok came back, like now it's going to be even more so because it's in the news. Trump is backing TikTok now and everything, so it's going to be even more so of like, what does this mean for longer form content? What does this mean for a video that's more than 10 minutes long? Are people going to, and this is the thing, like I have seen a steady decline of people not really caring for longer form content. I even see it on my videos. Everyone who's, I can't say everyone, majority of my videos, when I see the stats pop up on the videos, because it pops up on the dashboard of YouTube, it tells you whether you look for it or not, of like, hey, this last video that did really well, here's the click-through rate of it. And it's like a lot of times people are just like, they're watching little chunks of the video, so you're getting the view. It's enough to get the view. It's enough, and this is also the reason why my hours watched has been going up so slowly, is because people, if you make more than a 10-minute video, I'm telling you, it's hell trying to get hours watched over on this platform. So the reason why I'm so invested in the TikToks, I've never liked TikTok. I've always hated TikTok. As soon as it got big, you can find videos of me saying and really driving home the fact that TikTok is just terrible for any of us who actually like to make a good chunk of a video. It's like it just gets people addicted to, I guess, again, the scrolling and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have some more thoughts. Let's jump into this over here and let me just see exactly what Trump is saying about the whole thing. We are going to watch a little bit of this Trump rally. Because why not? He is the next president, and he is doing a good job overall. Like, don't get it twisted, like thinking that I'm against Trump or anything. No, hell no. He's the best pick right now for the job, and majority of everything he's doing is good. There's just a couple things, of course. I'm going to disagree with him on something, and this just so happens to be it. So this was earlier tonight. Not live.
What a good feeling. We like winning, don't we? Huh? We're going to make our country greater than ever before. Hello, Washington, and hello, America. We're all over America. I'm thrilled to be back with so many friends, supporters, and true American patriots on the eve of taking back our country. That's what we're going to do, take back our country. Tomorrow at noon, the curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride. Bringing it all back.
100% agree.
Once and for all, we're going to end the reign of a failed and corrupt political establishment in Washington, a failed administration. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to stop the invasion of our borders. We're going to reclaim our wealth. We're going to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet. Liquid gold.
Really quick, just on that in amongst itself, like if you are in the gaming business, if you are in the gaming community and everything, and you want to see the price on products go down in the future, this is a big step in that direction because of the fact that you're going to have, less immigrants coming in that have a higher potential. I will say, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but a higher potential to go into stores and start stealing electronics and stuff. Which we've seen such a surge and uptick over the last 4 years of that. And when all of those products get stolen and essentially they're scalping them to throw them up on a storefront like a Facebook marketplace or a eBay or something in their local area for double the price, it's the same thing as scalpers going on there with Bitcoin or whatever they were doing before, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever it is, with the bots and everything, and just sold out on a PS5 console for 2 years, the first 2 years it was out, whatever. So this is going to go a long way. Again, this is this major reason why I am agreeing with this. And also, if the liquid gold thing and the terrorist thing and everything else that he's going to end up talking about here in a minute, if all that stuff works out, then we also see the price of electronics hopefully go down. So that means you can build yourself a PC a little bit easier. You can get yourself a big old gaming rig. You can get yourself PS5 Pro, all this stuff, whether it is the price on the parts go down or you have more cash in pocket to be able to spend on, upgrading your equipment or your systems and everything.
We're going to bring back law and order to our cities. We're going to restore patriotism to our schools, get radical left, woke ideologies the hell out of our military and out of our government. And we are going to make America great again.
We've already seen DEI dropping out of the gaming industry also. Like the person who was the head of the studio basically for Dragon Age Veilguard, they left. It's gone. People are making fun of all that, the woke shit in Dragon Age Veilguard. Rightfully so, because it's so forced. Like, it's one thing to make a statement and just, put it in there and it's like, okay, it's there if you catch it or if you're looking for it. But when you're forcing something, like I just seen another clip earlier last night, I guess we might as well say right now. It was after we got done doing that last stream where somebody that I've seen before, she's playing Dragon Age Veilguard, and literally there's a scene in there of like, oh, I don't even know what the wording was, but basically it's like shamed to be a woman or something like that. And then she's just the reaction to that girl's face that is streaming the game. I'm just like, man, they missed the mark so bad with that stuff.
I want to thank the tens of thousands of incredible men and women who have come from all over the nation to take part in this very special moment. And I just heard in watching some of the coverage that there are rallies like this taking place all over the country. People are happy. People are happy. It's been a long time.
There'll be a lot of protests tomorrow.
None of this would have been possible without you and the millions of hardworking citizens who have joined our cause. Right over there, just noticed a group of beautiful ladies, beautiful women from North Carolina, right here too. I don't know how the hell they've been to 167 rallies. You believe? Yeah. You think their husbands are happy about that? I don't know.
Trump has groupies, don't you know? He has groupies. There is literally people who follow him all around. Every time he's done one of these rallies, they've been to every single one of them. It's just like, it's like a band on tour, and you have that, that section, like Metallica. They have a section of folks that are just like there every single night.
But they look beautiful. They're incredible people.
Okay, I am going
political victory our country has ever seen. That's what they say. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many, many years. We swept all 7 swing states by big numbers. We won Pennsylvania, we won Georgia, we won North Carolina, we won Michigan, we won Wisconsin, we won Arizona, we won Nevada. We won them all by historic margins, and we won the great state of Florida by 13 points. Nobody's done that ever.
Very true. All very true.
And a record that will never be broken. All 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party, the first time that that's ever happened. All 50 states. We won the largest number of African-American voters in Republican Party history. We won more Hispanic American votes.
The funny part is, though, I think there is like the ones that really hate him are becoming the minority by a long shot, and it's been that way. It's been traveling that direction for really ever since he got shot at and he got up, fist in the air and all that. Absolutely, and then just it's what it is people actually started not just taking the clips, and this is another reason why I fucking hate TikTok and all this short form content stuff and everything. The context is so fucking missing out of that type of form of content. Like, you need to watch at least a 5-minute video to get the full context, what the hell somebody's talking about, and the point they're getting across. You need to. And also, the thing I notice on like the TikTok especially, they take something that's like a text and they try and form a context around that. It's like, no, you got to hear the person speaking to really get what the hell they're saying, because there's so much information in the dialogue, the way they're saying it,
than any Republican has ever gotten before by a lot. And we won Latino men and women, and on top of that, youth, men, women, urban, suburban, rural, and people from everywhere in between are joining us in record numbers. We've never had anything like this. Too big to rig, that's what I used to say. Too big to rig. We made it too big.
It's because people have been looking at history also. We have so many games like Assassin's Creed and such that show up history, and it's just like, damn, man, it just happened again. This last 4 years was the same thing as what happened, back in let's see here, like the Bush administration and all. It's like it's the same, but it's on worse. It's on a worse thing because Biden was so fucking out of it the whole time. And it's like, Harris is going to be the same fucking things, and people finally woke up and realized, like, yeah, she's making fake ass accents and everything else. It's going to be the same thing all over again. And the ones behind the scenes are going to be running it instead of the guy that's actually out here being like, hey, let's actually change some shit, try and go for the better, and actually get some money back in their pockets. Like, shit.
Oh, and they tried. They tried. It was too big. Around 9:02, they just said, let's get the hell out of here. This isn't working. They were swamped, to put it nicely.
Yeah,
we also
absolutely
took back the U.S. Senate. We had some great people running. And the House Republicans won their largest popular vote majority in presidential year since 1928. We had a lot of people voting. So
now, it's funny that your name is Rockstar Developer, because from what I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, I would love to know whether it's true or not, is is it Dan in the UK? Yeah. I mean, especially over there in the UK. Yeah, you guys got some stuff going on over there. I've heard that. What is it, Dan Hauser? I can never remember if it's Dan Hauser that's still there. I think I know one of the Hausers left, and then one of the Hausers is still there. But it's apparently he said something on the level of like, I almost don't want to release GTA 6 while Trump is in office because some things are just too bad to parody or something like that. And I'm like, boy, I hope that's not an actual true statement from, because in all honesty, like, that's the point of Grand Theft Auto is to parody stuff, whether how good or bad it is. That's the fucking point of the series. And if you lose that of like, no, we can parody anything. It's like, it's that 90s mentality, that early 2000s mentality of like, you can parody fucking anything. And if you choose just like, I don't want to, then you just lost it. you've just lost that spark. You've lost that it factor. Then I really hope I really hope that it's Dan Houser left. Okay, all right. So it's God, names. God damn it. I know there's two Houser brothers. Okay, so Dan's one that left. Was it Sam? No. Sam Houser? I have to always look up names before I try and talk about stuff because I always get names mixed up. But yeah, I know that was a quote that was floating around. It could be just fake news. Who knows? Because that's the thing about gaming and politics. It's both just 90% of everything that you read is something just for clickbait and rage bait. That's the whole thing of gaming and politics. Is very similar in that aspect.
The Senate.
I gotta keep this going, or I'm never gonna get through it.
We got all three of them. A little bit close on those two. Senate's in great shape. House Republicans, actually, they both have great leaders. They both have great people heading. John Thune is fantastic, and if you look at Mike Johnson, he's got a pretty tight majority, but actually it's very tight, but it's very good because we vote unified. We're really voting unified, and so it doesn't make much difference. In the election of 2024, which will be the most consequential election in American history, we not only won a mandate, but we built a new American majority that will lead our country to unparalleled success for generations to come. That's what we want to do.
Well, we spent 4 years, the last 4 years, we had a Democrat majority in there now, and nothing fucking got done. I mean, look at California. Like, they could have easily made it so that, just implement safety measures against wildfires in there. And with all the money that California generates and everything, for fuck's sake, Taylor Swift came through and did like 3 nights, made $1 million or $100 million, where the fuck it was, for California, and they can't take a little chunk of that and implement some wildfire prevention after what 5 years ago they had the whole wildfire stuff happen before, and still they have all of a sudden we have no water to fight the fires. It's like, but that's the Democrat thing of they filled their own pocketbooks. That's the reason why a lot of people say that over and over and over again. And then people complain that's not true. It's like, well, we see evidence of it over and over and over. How many times has your backyard burned down before you start to realize, oh, maybe there's some truth there? Current president of Rockstar Games. Okay, so I think it's Sam Houser. It was something about it was something about that. Like, he's not a big fan of Trump, and because that's what my big thought was around about GTA 6 was, like Donald Love. You go to Mar-a-Lago and Donald Love is now running for president. It's like it just writes itself. It fucking writes itself with all the news headlines and everything else, and then you have to go and oh well, okay. I've never really fully looked into Sam Houser, and I've never seen a whole lot of interviews around him. I need to do a deep dive on Rockstar stuff like that. All I know about a lot of is more the development side, because that's what I always look into, is like, how the fuck did they make this thing? And so yeah, that's it makes more sense. Okay, Sam doesn't like anyone. Well, all right, that's fair. A grumpy pants. Yeah. All right. There's some people, especially from back in the early 2000s, there is some people that were heads of studios there, and they are just, it's set in that way. That's just the way they are. It's like, okay, all right, fair enough. As long as you hate everyone, then nobody's singled out. Fine. I'm from the old school generation where if you hate everyone, all right, fine, whatever, fair. If you love everyone, fine, whatever, fair. But if you're singling some certain thing out, okay, what the hell?
And someday, in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, some of these young people are going to say, I remember Donald Trump, he did a good job. He set us on his way. He told us, he gave us a path. Our new administration will inherit disasters at home and abroad, an economy plagued by inflation and high interest rates, a catastrophic border crisis. Nobody can believe they let people in. They have an open border policy. Do you think that makes sense? Open borders. Anybody wants to jails, prisons, mental institutions, gangs being emptied right through.
Yeah, it's been crazy over here in the US of like just seeing the people from other countries come over here and they're waving other countries' flags, burning our flag in the street. It's like, man, what the let the AI do most of it, man. I've played Flight Sim 24 and I'm just like, AI's got a long ways to go. I've heard the voiceover usage in Flight Sim. I'm just like, nah. it's we need writers. We need voiceover people. Even if you pay them $1,000 just to fucking do like a 10-hour session or whatever, a voiceover. I don't care. It's like you need voiceover people because AI is like, hello. Yeah. TikTok is back already. That's why
ugly
I got this.
border, a government that cannot care for its citizens in a time of emergency.
If you haven't hit a building,
look at what's happening in Los Angeles. Look at what's happening.
Dude, I was there. I'm not even going there. Let's just say I grew up next to New York City in the early 2000s. I'll just leave it there.
Happening in North Carolina. They've treated them so badly in a planet on the brink of World War III. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But starting tomorrow, I will act with historic speed and strength and fix every single crisis facing our country. We have to do it. We're not going to have a country yet. Before even taking office, you are already seeing results that nobody expected to see. Everyone is calling it I don't want to say this, it's too braggadocious, but we'll say it anyway, the Trump effect. It's you're the effect. Since the election, the stock market has surged, and small business optimism has soared a record 41 points to a 39-year high. Bitcoin has shattered one record high after another.
Back temporarily.
The major investment company known as DeMat, the properties has announced that it will be investing between 20 and 40 billion
almost 2-hour
in the
podcast.
United States, and SoftBank, another great company, has pledged between 100 and 200 billion dollars.
I'm holding firm to the podcast that me and Beard Arsenal did there like 12 hours ago. I'm not taking back anything I said during that. So they got 90 days. Apparently that's what it is. So it's from what I was hearing earlier tonight. It's a 90-day temporary. TikTok is back temporarily or whatever. So they got 90 days to make a sale to, the whole world would benefit from those streaming platforms being closed, cyberbullying, suicide, self-deletion. Sorry, YouTube. I can't say the word online, etc. And again, just the context of stuff. Yes, cyberbullying too. The context of stuff. You should have to have context in a video. Full context, self-deletion. We have to say that shit on the platform. I have to get better at not saying the word "si." Also, self-Darwinism. I got two chats going on. If anybody's wondering,
made because of the fact that we won the election.
This is why Twitch is better. Well. Okay, if you talk about a little thing called COVID on Twitch, you can get suspended. Each platform has its thing. I mean, in all honesty, maybe Rumble is the best one of them all, but that doesn't. It has like a quarter of the viewership at best because it's just Politics Central. So if you're a gaming channel, it's like, whatever. What is fucked up though? We can talk about a gaming suicide in a video game all day long. But as soon as it's like anything close to real world and whatnot, whoa. Every time. It's like, ooh.
create jobs for hundreds of thousands, even millions of Americans. Today I spoke with Tim Cook of Apple. He said they're going to make a massive investment in the United States because of our big election win.
Samsung's better than Apple. Oh, fight me on it.
And as of today, TikTok is back. So, you know, I did a little TikTok thing. We have a guy, TikTok Jack. He's a young kid, like 21 years old. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election?
Yes.
And
No, wow.
we went on TikTok, and Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote.
What a
we won the
goddamn
youth
sellout.
vote by 36 points.
Oh.
So I like TikTok. I like it.
If TikTok doesn't get permanently banned, should I make a TikTok? One in chat if I should make a TikTok. Two if I should say fuck TikTok and never look at it again.
I like it. I had a slightly good experience, wouldn't you say? Romney lost it by 40 points. Not so long ago, we won it by 36 points. That's
Bearded Arsenal over in the YouTube chat over here. Only reason he brought it back was for people to like him more. I mean, yes, he's trying to win the popular vote with everyone, including the youth.
a very big spread. But I said
I got
we
a big
need
number
to
two
take
in the
TikTok
Twitch chat. I
because
like
we're
this.
talking about
I like
a
this.
tremendous. Who in this audience goes with TikTok? Many? Yeah, very popular.
Every single one of those goddamn people in the audience are all addicted. Brain rot. Addicted. I'm literally making fun of my own self. I had over 109,000 on it. Says that shit got banned permanently. Oh boy. And it's so after 90 days, if it gets banned again, I still say I think everybody's going to go over to Instagram because for the last like 12 hours, so I flipped on Instagram before I laid down for a few hours of nap, right? And the number one platform that I saw, like fucking Twitter, everybody was just laughing their ass off that TikTok is gone. Instagram, everybody was bawling. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, I'm back here. Oh my god, Instagram is the refugee safe space for this thing and whatnot." And then of course you have your dipshits that are over on Blue Sky and whatnot. Matter of fact, Jason Schreier. Apparently, I guess he ran over. It's either that or I blocked him maybe on Twitter because there's some fake news that has come out of his mouth. I'm just like, nah, fuck that. Like he's one of the first ones to run the story on Doc that turned out to be Dr. Disrespect that turned out to be kind of bullshit. And then everybody dogpiled on Doc. That's the reason why he said fucking I'm going over to Rumble. So there, and then there's also some gaming stories that end up being like totally fabricated that they did just for rage bait. 55,000 of them followed me over here, but shit, that app is a snowflake. Now I love that Rockstar developer is on this wavelength right now of Thought Train. It's like it fits. Want the real popular vote? Get rid of the drama and boogie streamers on Twitch and YouTube. The booby streamers. Oh, okay. The boogie streamers. Yes. No more boogie streamers on TikTok. Take your boogie and ass and get boogie the fuck out of here. No more dancing on TikTok. We're done with those damn dances. But the booby streamers over on Twitch and YouTube. Oh man. Yeah. I'm human too, yeah.
And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people. And I said, TikTok without my approval, meaning the president's approval, because Congress gave the president the right to make a deal, do whatever he wants. And they did that a long time ago when they had a different president. They didn't know that I was going to be the president, I guess. So I said, very simply, a joint venture. So if TikTok is worth nothing, zero, without an approval. You know, if you don't approve, they're out of business, they're worth nothing. If you do approve, they're worth like $1 trillion. They're worth some crazy number. So I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders, and the United States will do what we call a joint venture. And there's no risk. We're not putting up any money. All we're doing is giving them the approval, without which they don't have anything. So I don't know. It sounds like that works. What do you think? Good? I think so. So whether you like TikTok or not, we're going to make a lot of money. Perhaps most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a...
Yeah, hold on. In all honesty, I could end it right there. That's what I was actually looking for. So 50% ownership over TikTok means that we hold board of directors, whoever it is, American, company or business or purchaser, whoever it is that ends up buying it, holds 50% majority. Content aside, business wise, because business and you have content. So business wise on that, I mean, shit, if you do a 70% sale, boom, yeah, we end up owning it. It becomes an American company at that point. Now, the back end of it. So back end, still kind of staying around the business side of it. Is there still ways of China getting data off from the app? So everyone who is on it, that is using it constantly and everything, all the data that they may be collecting of it, I'm not talking eye stuff and everything. I saw the video of like the what the hell is it? What do you want to call them? Not governors, but it's the ones that are in charge of saying whether it's banned or not. I seen the video of them trying to just even talk about like algorithm and stuff. Always a way to Rockstar get your data just by turning the game on. Absolutely, it comes down to which data they're getting though, and that's the thing of like, they're taking your data to try and sell you stuff, which every company does it, absolutely, and I am still really against that. But when it comes to China, especially, I am like, the fact that when you go online and everything is made in China, and it's hard as fuck to find something that's not made in China, that's got to be that's got to be not translucent. What is the word I'm actually looking for here? It's got to coincide. There we go. With the fact that they are getting data of like, okay, people are really clicking on this product. We need to make a product, like 4 of these products, made in China, cheaper made, boom, and get that out there. So that's where I'm like, ooh, with the data stuff and everything, because then what it does is it just promotes any website like an Amazon, like a probably even Newegg and stuff like that. Info used, name, preferences, Google search, yeah. And that stuff is like, that's a lot of information. That's, I mean, yeah, sure. Your ISP, if you have Comcast Internet or Spectrum Internet, they are selling data just as much as anybody else too. But I feel like they're selling data more than just to China, and sure, it's going to happen. If you log into a social media, you log into fucking X, they're probably giving away some data there too. It's the usage of it, it's all like, it's especially with TikTok, because, who isn't selling data these days? And again, like I said, it's the usage of it that you have worse products going into the marketplaces and everything, where we actually used to have good stuff. And just the fact that, we have so much China product. I was seeing a whole, so there's my camera. Over on Twitch, OTK, freaking Emily and what was it? No. It was S-Fan Bonnie and a few others. They were running around New York City. They go down into one part of New York's subway system, and there is a whole marketplace underneath like next to the subway systems, it's all China markets. I'm just like, when the fuck did that pop up? It was crazy seeing it. It's just nothing but Chinese knockoff products being made in New York City. Like, what? Here we go. See how many people hate me for the spicy post regarding all this. Again, if we own it, so the best case scenario for all this stuff, since it is back, best case scenario, we end up like it's basically the same thing that was like, Twitter going to X. We see a TikTok 2.0 happen. We see more context on TikTok start happening because it's not just like Chinese influence. This is the other thing too, is Chinese influencing the algorithm, because you got to remember, China has their own networks. It's like China's like, they have the Communist Party of China. They literally have a social media that you can't access outside of China. I forget what the fuck is it. It's the ones where we get the information on the Wukong developers and all this stupid shit that the Wukong developers were doing, and how much shit that a few. And this is the other thing too. I was going pretty hard on the Wukong developers. I think it might be a case of just a handful of developers in a bigger studio that were doing dumb shit, and it just got blown out of proportion. So I'll pull back away from the Wukong developers. I think there is some good people at the higher ups, from the way that all the information was coming across. And when you're trying to translate stuff from Mandarin over to English, there's a lot of stuff that gets misinterpreted and everything. Again, context to it. It's hard from Mandarin over to English to get the full context, what is actually being said. And also, it's hard to just like get full information of what is being said and everything. But just the fact that they do still have private networks over in China, and TikTok is like one of the biggest apps in the world, of them being able to get data, bring it into their private networks, do whatever the hell they want to do with it, push out products onto these websites and everything. Again, that's where it's just like, man. And I mean, for me personally, that stuff is like, it's bad all around. But for me personally, it's just the way that the content, the content, the videos, the way everything gets made and run there and all that shit. People get so fucking addicted to short form content. And as somebody who still likes to make more than a 2-minute video on these platforms, it just really sucks. And so that's why I'm like, YouTube has brought the shorts up to 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If you try and post it at the 3 minute mark, it really doesn't work as a short. It'll just upload as a regular video. So usually I keep them down to like 2.5 minutes. And that, again, you can get way more context in a 2 minute period. I don't even know. I never use TikTok. I just see the videos pop up. Is it still 1 minute, 2 minute long videos over on TikTok? Like, I don't even know exactly how long a video can be over there. I just know that everything is edited to hell on the TikTok platform. Every time you see a video coming from over there, it's just chop, 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 chop. And it's like, oh, okay. You can. The thing with TikTok too is they can make, like they did with Trump so fucking much over on there. They take something that he said over here and they chop it up, and it completely loses everything that he said. Mentioned the brain rot and screwing over real content creators. Yeah. And that in that post, let me guess, you wrote a book over on Facebook. Now, the problem with Facebook is it's Facebook. I don't know. 50% ownership of TikTok. It depends on who owns it. If it's like Mark Zuckerberg is buying 50% ownership of TikTok, it's like, jeez. I would, in all honesty, I would even say Elon Musk would be a bad choice, because I don't fully agree with everything Elon's done on X. I do agree with a lot with what Elon's done on X, but the whole like X Premium, to get full viewership over on X Premium, this is the reason why I'm like, I don't think I would ever actually stream over on X, just on the fact that like unless you have X Premium, your reach gets cut off. Like you have to pay that $8, $11, whatever it is, to get that actual boost on reach over on Twitter now. And that really sucks. Like somehow I had one thing and it was well, no, I had two of them. That's right. One was a little bit bigger than the other one though of posts. That one of them was a little more. I was just speaking my mind. It wasn't really rage bait. It was just me speaking my mind. Kind of got it reached 1,000 fucking views on there. I'm like, holy shit! And then all of a sudden, it's just nothing. Like the algorithm's like, whoop, wait, that one's not supposed to get that popular. I swear, to God, it's like 80 to maybe 300 views, and then $20 premium membership for viewers and $50 for creators. It's not that expensive on X. It's like it's like $11. I mean, hell, I can show you. I can bring it up in like 2 seconds here. Yeah. So your basic one, small reply boost, is $3 a month. They dropped the prices down by like $1. Yeah, $8 a month is pretty much like this one. You can get your subscriptions. It's this X Premium that oh wow, it is $20 a month for fully ad free, largest reply boost. Basically is about Elon talking on the whole, censorship and freedom of speech, and he's against the TikTok ban because of freedom of speech. I'm like, dude, you have a X Premium thing where your freedom of speech gets limited unless you own a membership to the platform. And I get it on business wise. I get it of like, they're trying to make money to keep the platform afloat. There's so many people using it, and the servers are so fucking packed and uses so much bandwidth on a day-to-day basis. It's probably insane the amount of money they spend on keeping the servers up and running for Twitter and X and all this. And especially if they want to bring it into like a video platform also of live streaming and gaming live streaming, and and upgrading X Spaces from being a telephone call to a live video feature and everything. I mean, just look at Twitch. Twitch alone, it's like they lose money every year, like millions of dollars trying to keep Twitch afloat. Amazon loses. And everybody's like, well, Amazon should just foot the bill and make it so creators can get paid, a 90% split or whatever. It's just like, dude, do you realize how much money Amazon loses even per month on this freaking site? Because there's so many people streaming on Twitch. I mean, YouTube, it's the same thing. That's the reason why YouTube doesn't like to upgrade their streaming platform so much. Like YouTube would much rather keep it as a video-centric platform instead of a streaming platform, because video-centric, you don't lose as much money on the back end. Streaming is like, it's a constant bit rate. If somebody loads up a third of the video, that's way less bandwidth than somebody going live, getting up and taking a BRB screen for 10 minutes. I'm just saying, we're all part of the problem when it comes to that. But it just, we need to wait. I think at this point, if it is back for 90 days, let's see what ends up happening. I was celebrating that it was gone, because I was just hoping that maybe people might actually start to go more in the direction of like, hey, I want to actually watch a 10-minute video now. That's all I'm asking for. I don't need an hour-long video. I don't need people being like, yeah, I will sit down and watch a movie, a feature-length fucking film of yours. I'm asking for like at least just 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes of your fucking time. The problem is majority of people in the world are just like, their brains are now trained, especially the younger generation. Their brains are just trained on that 1 minute. And if you're not, you have 30 seconds to get something out there. You have another 30 seconds to say something, and then it's done. If we get new ownership of TikTok and they push that of like, nah, you know what? 3-minute, 5-minute videos are cool again. Okay, it's a step in the right direction. I'll take that. And then 10 minutes videos for the YouTube platform. I mean, what more can we ask for at this point? Because things have been shifted so fucking badly. That's the reason why I call it brain rot, because it's just the doom scrolling. And then especially if something happens in the world, like a fire, president gets shot at, the wine asses don't get their own way, the snowflakes, all that stuff, then it is just like a just a hellscape of videos, of 1 minute videos of people going and just bitching and complaining the whole 9 yards. And in all honesty, I don't use TikTok, so I wouldn't give a shit about TikTok at all. Like if the mentality just stayed on TikTok of like, okay, sure, TikTok is that thing over here. It does its thing. It's just like OnlyFans, it's like whatever. I don't give a fuck about it. It's the fact that it's affected the platforms I use. That's why I'm like, oh, I gotta deal with it. I don't give a shit unless I have to deal with it. That's the best mentality you can have. I'm not gonna be pissed off for them. I don't give a shit. You're affecting my work area over here now. And also it affects like the music industry and shit too, because of the fact that like if you want to get a song across, you have to do the TikTok thing. And then the music is also, why do you think all music sounds the fucking same now? Because they have to use something that will go into the algorithm and be that catchy hook has to work with the TikTok algorithms and work with the Apple Store algorithms and the Spotify algorithms, or you're just dead in the water as a music artist. Like TikTok has had that much of a just addiction problem when it comes to all this shit. Again, new ownership could fix it. Absolutely, new ownership could just done. Okay, now we can do a whole new era with this shit. But and from the sounds of it, that's what's going to happen. So again, I'm going to keep my ears and eyes peeled on it.